wanted to show you how to do this soda can trick so that hopefully you can have fun at that party you're going to. First thing you're going to need, just take a black Sharpie, piece of paper, go ahead and double it over so you don't color on the back of it. And I would normally go ahead, sorry I'm terrible with the camera here, and just kind of go back and forth, probably about the size of a quarter, and just try to get it as black as you can. And once you've done that, once it's jet black, go over it a couple of times just to make sure it's really, really dark. Once you've got that, go ahead and cut it out in approximately the same shape as the lid of the soda can, because we're going to end up trying to just simulate basically if it were open. So I've got one that I've finished here already. And it took me maybe 2 minutes or so of just kind of perfecting the little cutting around the edges to get it to exactly match the shape. So when I set that up here, let's go ahead and get that in place. And you see it basically gives the impression that you've got an empty soda can there. So if you get it dark enough and just slide it under the rim of the can, we should be in good shape. So that's going to bring us to step 2. So this is basically what you're going to bring to the party. You'll just bring a full soda can, bring that little black strip of paper, that little oval of paper. I'd probably keep it away from the soda can when you're done bringing the trick. Just put it all in a little bag or something. That way if there's condensation, if the soda's cold or something, it's not going to warp the paper. So we'll go ahead and pull that out. And once you get to the party, if you guys will follow me to the sink here. Alright, hi there. So we're going to take our little strip of paper, go ahead and set it over here someplace safe where it's not going to get wet. And next step, we're going to take our thumbtack and we're going to poke a tiny little hole right about here on the soda can, so that when I hold it, basically just think, how would I hold this can if I were to pour it? And you want your thumb to be able to cover the hole, essentially. I'll usually put the hole right at around that crease, because that's the strongest part of the can. If I hold it down here and I squeeze hard, my thumb will kind of push in, or if it's too high, it's going to be kind of awkward to hold onto the can. So that's going to be my target, right about there, right on that metal crease of the can, where it's going to have some strength. One suggestion, let me go ahead and set you down there. I will usually grab a ton of toilet paper or paper towels or something before you poke the hole, because it tends to make a mess. So I have no idea if you'll be able to see this or not, but I'll usually hold the paper towels over the top as I go ahead and stab the hole in. And we're in. And once it's in, it's not going to make too big of a mess. It's when you pull it out that it's going to spray absolutely everywhere. So have the sink running, keep the paper towels handy, and just let it kind of pour out into the sink. And I'll let you kind of see the process here. Okay. So again, front of my soda can, and you can see right about where I poked the hole along that crease, where I can just cover it up with my hand. So now we're just going to squeeze about a third of the soda out, give or take. You might go as far as half, but probably about a third of the soda out. I'm doing it with an orange can of soda here just because that's all I had, but I really, really recommend root beer because you're going to need the carbonation a little bit later, and I'll kind of explain why when we get there. So go ahead and squeeze about a third of it out, and you'll notice the way I'm squeezing it. I don't want to truly crease it down the middle too badly. If you get really, really sharp creases, you're going to create holes in the sides of the soda can and it'll spray everywhere when you try to finish the trick. So squeeze a decent amount. I'll usually put a couple small dents near the top, something like that, just to make it look like an old junk soda can. Maybe one little thing at the bottom. But that's basically what we're going for. If you look at that, and if you saw that in a garbage can, you're going to think, it's old, that's trash. So that's the goal. I'm going to go ahead and rinse that out. Yeah. And this next step is kind of the difficult part. You're going to need to dry off the top of the can and plant this in a trash can somewhere without anybody noticing. So let me dry the top of the can off here. And you want to make sure it's really dry, so when you stick the little black oval that you cut out, it doesn't get the paper wet and kind of ruin the effect. So once the top of the can is dry, we're ready to bring that guy back. So I'll set it down and you can take a look as I do that. Okay. So I'm just going to wedge that into place. And we should be good. Okay, and you want to make sure it's standing up because we've got that hole at the top. Alright. And what we're going to go ahead and do is just plant it in a garbage can. If you're at the party, I would usually find something that people aren't going to be using a whole lot. Kind of finding a can that's a little bit off the beaten path so that you can plant it at the bottom without it tipping over and spilling out the soda and ruining the trick. So once you've got that planted, you should be good to go. Whenever you are ready for the trick, you can just go grab it. So trick time, you're going to stand up, grab the glass, and tell them, okay, I'm thirsty, or I could use a drink or something. People will offer to grab you some and say, let me take a look around here. Then I'll find some excuse to go over to the trash can. I'll grab a few pieces of trash out. You know, and they're not sure what kind of trick I'm going to do, so I'll hold up a piece of old food wrapper or something and say, nah, let's not use that. And I'll eventually say, well, let's try this. And I'll grab the old soda can. And if you cover the hole with your thumb and hold it upside down, nothing's going to leak out. But again, you can give people the impression that you've got just this old junk empty soda can, right? So you're going to hold that up to them, tell them, okay, we're going to take this old soda can and I'm going to need you guys' help. And as you ask for their help, ask them to start thinking, usually I'll say, think about root beer, okay? And as you start to turn the can upside down or show it to them, sometimes I'll wave it around a little bit. And that's going to make the carbonation in the soda start to refill the can. And tell them, shh, can you hear that? And they can actually hear and see the can start to reinflate. Okay. And as the can starts reinflating, you should be good to go. So what I'll normally do, I'll just tip it up so that they don't see the little black mark at that point. Tip it up towards yourself. And that way they're not looking at it, so they hear the legit can opening sound. You'll notice that when I cracked that open, the little black circle just falls into the drink. Because root beer's dark, you're not going to be able to see it at all. So I will then pour it out. And as far as they're concerned, it looks like a completely full soda. I'll usually pour quite a bit. A lot of times the black circle gets stuck in there. Here it popped out, but again, if it's root beer, nobody will be able to see it all and take a drink and enjoy, so. All right, have fun with that, guys. I'll look forward to seeing you at the beach house. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.